You are now listening to the Final Awakening podcast with your hosts, Neville Hill and Bishop Green, with special guest Untitled. Welcome back to the Final Awakening podcast. Today, Neville Hill is unable to be here. She sent her love to you all. But on today's podcast, we have Brother Untitled, and he will be speaking with me about grief after grief. That a lot of times people grieve in the moment when someone passes, but people don't talk about the grief after the time frame that the person has passed, whether they've been buried or they've been memorialized during that year. Then years down the line, you still are thinking of them, or you're still in mourning. So right now, I'm going to pass over to Untitled. Untitled, why the name Untitled?
Well, my name is Untitled because as human, we always give each other names and titles. I don't want to be known for a title. I just want to be known as myself.
Okay. As we dealing with the subject of grief, have you dealt with like a situation in which you have dealt with grief after grief, whether it's a friend, a relative, or a pet, or whatever it may be? Could you share some insight? You don't have to even utilize names in the conversation, but have you experienced such?
I've experienced several times. First, it was with I had a family pet, and his name was Pete, and it was my favorite dog, and he loved me probably more than anybody in the family. And one day he jumped in my car, and I smushed his leg on accident, and he was limping. And it hurt my feelings, but he started to get well. And my mom said, and she was walking him one day, and he got hit by a car. And I was at work, and she called me, and it devastated me because that was my favorite dog. And recently, probably about 6 years ago, I had a brother that passed away, and it devastated me, and I think about him all the time because I still think about the way I went into the room and how he looked in the room, and it keeps playing back and forth in my mind. And that was like my best friend. So yeah, I do deal with it a whole lot.
Well, thank you for that. I understand you said you had a pet and you had a brother that passed. Could you elaborate how has that affected you as of today? I know pets appear to be like family members, and do you even think of your pet from time to time, or was that just the moment that you was dealing with it during the time of your pet's passing?
I still think about my pet because I have a couple at home, and they get on my nerves, and I look at how they get on my nerves and how Petey was probably the most calmest pet I ever had. He waited for me, loved on me, and everything else. But the pets I have now, they whine all the time. I understand they need love, but I love on them, and they still whine. But Petey, I loved on him, and he was probably the calmest thing that I ever had in my whole life.
And a lot of you all can empathize with having a pet. Sometimes a pet will seem like it's your best friend.
Yes.
Sometimes you are down and they can make you very happy. They can change your way of thinking, whatever thought you've been focusing on. When that pet come around and you just rub your pet or just play around with your pet, it makes your mood even better. And just think about it, your best friend day in and day out, just showing you love and then finally gone. It hurts just like you have lost a family member. And I understand that Untitled, you said you lost your brother. Was he an older brother or was he a younger brother?
He was my middle brother. At the time, he was 37 years old, young. And I had just talked to him the week before he passed away. And we talked about the future, and you know what I'm saying, he knew he was about to pass. He told me that week, he was like, hey, I'm going, you know what I'm saying, I told him, I was like, bro, I need you. He's like, bro, I'm gonna die anyway. And you know what I'm saying, I got the phone call that he had passed away that weekend. Devastated me, and I still think about him to this day. It's not a day that goes by that I don't think about my brother.
Thank you for tuning in to the Final Awakening podcast. If you're enjoying this episode, please let us know by leaving your comments below. Don't forget, you can call in and leave a message, and we will address your comment in an upcoming episode. Don't forget to visit us on the web at edc1.org. Now back to the podcast. So losing a brother versus like an auntie, uncle, or friend, someone that you've grown up with, is that a different pain there when that individual passes? Or is it just about the same?
I think it's a different because you grew up with this person. Yes, mom's gonna die, it's gonna hurt. Dad's gonna die, it's gonna hurt. But someone that you grew up seeing as a baby, all the way up to an adult that you had good times with, had fun with, shared good times and bad times with. He was like my best friend, so I didn't just lose a brother, I lost my best friend also.
So what are some of the things that you are having a hard time dealing with when you think of your brother? Is it when certain songs come on or when you drive into certain locations? What are some of the toughest things for you to deal with?
Well, yeah, some of the songs, because we used to, you know what I'm saying, sing together, Joe. I want to know what turns you on. And, you know what I'm saying, we used to say that because my mom used to love us to sing that song. And every time I pass by the place where he was living at, I get emotional because I remember him being there. Now he's not there anymore. It's like, hey, you know what I'm saying, I can't tell him I love him no more. I only tell him in spirit, but you know, it's stuff like that even on his birthday, you know what I'm saying, I want to call him and tell him a happy birthday, but he's not here. Like, he would send me cards and letters when he was locked up, and he would call me on my birthday and tell me happy birthday, that he loved me, I still have the cards and his letters, and I read them sometimes just to ease their pain. But you know what I'm saying, the pain has not gone away. Like I said, yes, I do. It's stuff that triggers me thinking about it.
6 years. Now we understand 6 years may seem like a long time, but for a lot of people, it seems just like yesterday when you lose someone. How has it affected your day-to-day life, not having your brother there on things that you normally would have him there?
Well, like recently, I just graduated from college, and I have a chain made a couple of years ago, and I knew if he was here, he would have been there. So what I did was I took the chain, and when I walked across the stage, I grabbed that chain and I said, "I did it for you, bro," because I knew that he would love to be there, because he supported me all the time. Because I made sure that he was all right, and I know that he would have made sure I was all right. So yeah, stuff like that, you know, and stuff that I've done in my life. I know my accomplishments that I've had, that he would have been proud of me. He told me before he left here, he said, "Bro, don't nobody else tell you." He said, "I'm proud of you. It's like you came through a whole lot of stuff. I'm proud of you." And it made me feel so good. And like, I struggle with it day to day, because like I had you know what I'm saying, somebody rooting me on that I felt. And you know what I'm saying, he rooted me on all the time. You know, he protected me. You know, people would mess with me. No, my little brother, they knew that he was there for me regardless. And you know what I'm saying, that's why day to day life, like my son even, you know what I'm saying, my son, I have a son, and my son actually, he cried thinking about his uncle, because like he said, "Man, I never got a chance to spend time with my uncle. But I knew my uncle loved me, because every time that he saw me, he told me." So yeah, I deal with it all the time, man, because mentally it still messes me up to this day.
Thank you for tuning in to the Final Awakening podcast. If you're enjoying this episode, please let us know by leaving your comments below. Don't forget, you can call in and leave a message, and we will address your comment in an upcoming episode. Don't forget to visit us on the web at edc1.org. Now back to the podcast. And I want to clarify, which you hadn't mentioned, but I do have some of the information about your brother who had passed. To clarify, your brother was wrongfully convicted of a crime in which he should have been let go of prior to his passing. So it was more of a stand your ground self-defense. Someone tried to take him out. Unfortunately, he defended himself, and he's the one that ended up getting locked up. So I just did want to put it out there so that people will have that part of the story to know that your brother wasn't just like this guy out there just doing bad.
No, he wasn't. He had probably one of the best hearts. You know, that's one thing about him that a lot of people didn't understand about him, but he did. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, he was a great guy, but people didn't get to really know him. So in the state in which we live in, they treat us like that. So he knew that also. You know, he was just in the wrong place, the wrong time, basically. You know, they try to get him first. Hey, self-defense. You know, if I would probably do the same thing. But because, you know what I'm saying, they are like that here, they made sure that they set an example for some people. So, yeah, they didn't even get to know him.
Yeah, and I know that he had higher education. He was going to pursue another higher education degree or certificate prior to his passing. Unfortunately and tragically, your brother was murdered. And by him being murdered versus natural causes, does that even affect you more by him being murdered than having a natural cause passing?
The way it went down, yes, it does affect me because I saw the video and no one helped, and I was devastated just because of that. And like, I seen it where that he was calling out for somebody and they just let him lay there, and it affects me today.
So that's a different type of grief. Actually, when you actually get to see the last moments of your loved one passing, and your loved one is out there needing help, and the only thing people can do is just video and not even reach out 1 second to lift a helping hand to help save his life. That's a hard pill to swallow. I think it'd be tough for many people to go through that experience. But moreover, as far as grieving is not always having to be of the sad times as well. Just dealing with you have lost someone. But as far as grief, I'm under the impression that you can actually still be just thinking about all the good time as well. But, you know, you might put it in another category. So what are the things that he has taught you and that it still replays over and over from time to time throughout the years since his passing?
Well, he always told me, don't worry about what people say about me. And he lived that as an example in his life. He did what made him happy. You know, he always, you know, he would joke, laugh, and cut up. But he did what he wanted to do. He did what he loved to do. And that showed me that, hey, do the same. Because I let a lot of stuff get to me. And when he told me that, I had to let a lot of stuff go. Even people that was holding me back, you know. And he let go of a lot of his friends. At his funeral, the ones that said they loved him, they was gonna be there for him, didn't have nobody there. It's probably the saddest funeral I ever went to. Just because your friends, the ones that said they loved you, they weren't there. My brother had a 15-minute funeral. And it still hurts me to this day that I ain't see none of those people when he was giving out money, love, and everything else. Never one did them. No, neither one of them showed up. So he, like he said, Don't worry about anybody else. Do you. And that's what I've had to learn how to do. Is to do me. Tell people no.
Yeah, we understand in life, you may help a lot of people in life, and your good deed might go unnoticed. But we understand the Creator, Elohim, He understands what we go through every minute, every second of the way. Yes, there might be many who don't show their love and respect for us while we on this planet, but there are some that will show it quite frequent. For you who are out there dealing with grief, it's a challenging road, and it's not something that people get over overnight. And if you have to grieve, take the time out to grieve. I believe that no one can tell you how long you ought to grieve.
Okay.
Because that is a personal thing. But what I do advise you to continue to move forward in your life. Don't allow the passing of someone that you love make life stop for you. If anything, take the teachings that they taught you and apply them daily and show in memory of them your success when you deal with yourself and with others. What would you like to say to the people out here that's dealing with grief after grief? So it's in that moment you're grieving, but then the years do continue to go by and that person's not there, and they realize it's, and they still have that same hurt and that pain or those memories here and there. What would you like to say to them?
I say, if you gotta cry, cry. You know, a lot of men, especially, they don't like to cry. They like to stick their chest out, and it ain't about that. You know, if you miss somebody and you know you miss them, cry. You have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to pray. You have to sing. Grief is something that everybody goes through. Everybody. You can be rich, you can be poor. You're still going to go through grief. If anybody tell you, oh, you don't grieve too long, they don't know you. They don't know what you're going through. So if it takes you 10 years to grieve. Do what's best for you. Because, hey, one day you ain't going to be here. And those same people that say for you not to grieve, they probably be doing the same thing that you're doing. So if you have to, yeah. Elohim knows your tears. He got bottles full of your tears. I might not know why you're crying, but he does.
Well, that is our podcast for today. We'd like to thank Untitled for showing up on today's podcast, and we're elated that he is here. Hopefully he will be our soon co-host. And again, Nevada Hill isn't able to make it today. She's getting ready for a prophecy that she will deliver from Elohim. And we all know about the prophecies that she gets. They all come to pass. So if you go back and look at some of the videos that she's prophesied, you will see that everything that she stated is accurate. Thank you for tuning in to the Final Awakening podcast. Don't forget, you can always call at 615-769-6480 to leave a message, and we will address it in an upcoming episode. You also can visit us on the web at edc1.org. You have made it to the end of this show. Thank you for your love and support.
The room went quiet fast. My chest was all stone, but you lit